Salutations everyone, this is Razor here giving you another movie review where today I will be going over the movie Argo. Saw it today and be sure to leave in the comments, would you prefer it to for me to have it this way where I review the movie after the weekend so some people have a chance to see it, or would you rather have me do the reviews on Thursdays and Fridays as opposed to Mondays and Tuesdays? But leave those in the comments below. But today I saw Argo. I was like the youngest person in that fucking theater. Let me tell you, you're gonna see a lot of old people seeing this movie if you're gonna see it, because it's historic, true story. Happened when they were younger. Their knees had all their cartilage and whatnot. But anyways, gosh, freaking seeing the movies with old people is really weird. I had this guy sitting next to me. He's like, they're always late starting the movies. Like, only old people would say that because they don't realize that people don't start movies anymore. It's all done on a server. Machines start the movies. Anyway, that's getting off topic. Argo, it's the Ben Affleck film based on a true story of the Iranian hostage crisis back in the 80s when Jimmy Carter was El Presidente. And they give you the backstory, so you don't really have to know your history that well. I myself wasn't too educated on the subject because it's not something that you hear referenced in, today's culture, or and you don't read about it in school. So they do debrief you about what's going on, how this situation came to be. But it takes place in the beginning at the U.S. Embassy in Iran. And the Iranians, storm the place because they hate America. That gets explained, in the beginning. But I think you are used to, people in the Middle East hating America for various reasons. But anyways, so they storm the embassy, and they take hostages of all the employees there that are, of course, all Americans, American embassy. But 6 people get out the back door and escape, and the Canadian ambassador to Iran keeps him in his house, and that's all in the trailers, so I'm not spoiling anything. And Ben Affleck is the main protagonist. He's a CIA agent and comes up with this plan to get these hostages out of there by going under the guise of this science fiction movie called Argo, hence the name, and have it be under the false identity of being a Canadian film crew, and then they leave. He goes in, they all leave together. That's the basic premise, and that's what you get from the trailers. A quickie review, it's a great movie. It's exactly what I expected. There's really no surprises here. You have Ben Affleck, Alan Arkin, John Goodman, Bryan Cranston, all fantastic actors in their own right, just doing what they do best, and that's acting well. Also, Ben Affleck produced it, as well as George Clooney. I didn't know that, but saw that in the credits. I was like, oh, George Clooney. But anyways, very, very well done. It takes place in the 80s, so you're definitely gonna see some different stuff than what maybe you're used to seeing in spy movies nowadays. But it's very historically accurate from what I can tell. I wasn't alive during the 80s, but from what I know and what I saw in this movie, it was rather impressive. It seemed like they were showing off at some points about how well researched this movie was, and it's the little things, it's the little details that you notice. Be like, oh wow, that's really accurate. And there is a bit of embellishing here to make it more dramatic. But I mean, I can only imagine because I don't know the full story, and if you see this movie, you're definitely going to be curious afterwards to see, how true the story was. I mean, the main, precepts of it are obviously going to be the same, but, there's definitely some stuff, especially towards the end, that seems like they really embellish it, trying to make it more dramatic and stuff. That's kind of hard to believe, but it'd be interesting to see how much of this stuff is true. And it is based off a true story, and there's some heroes that in this movie. I mean, people putting their lives on the line, people just taking the time to do the right thing, and it's just a great heroic tale of something that actually happened. We're always used to these these false heroes saving princesses and whatnot as kids. But when you get a true story, which does happen, quite often in movies, because the best stuff is the stuff that did happen, because fiction has to make sense, but real life doesn't, because you don't need to provide evidence for it and make it believable, because it did happen. And this is definitely a very, very interesting story. It keeps your attention. The timing, the pacing, it's all very good. The acting is top notch. Of course, you have Ben Affleck being Ben Affleck, and I know that not everyone is a Ben Affleck fan. I myself am, because everything that I've seen him in has been very good, but maybe I got lucky and only saw the good stuff. But you can't argue that this guy is not a great director and producer, because when he's doing that, he only spits out gold. But that's just my opinion, once again. And as well as the other actors, John Goodman, Alan Arkin, Bryan Cranston, all great actors, as you all know, just doing what they do. And the rest of the supporting cast does a great job, portraying their characters well. And once again, be interesting to see how true the movie was to the real life situations here. But overall, a great movie. It's just basically just good drama, writing, and acting. There's not a lot of action. Of course, you got the citizens of Iran, rioting and breaking shit and all that stuff. But it's just tense drama, and just it's a good movie. It is what it is. If you're looking for something that's well written and well acted and tells a good story, you're not going to be disappointed. So that's my review for Argo. Hope you enjoyed the video. Comments are always appreciated, as well as telling me whether you like the reviews early in the week after they've been out, or as they get out. But anyways, I'm Razor, and later days.